You want to know the best way to work out during Ramadan? Watch this.
All right. First caller is Hani from Los Angeles.
Honey, what's happening? How can we help you?
How you doing, Sal? How you doing, guys?
What's
Just
going
a
on? Good.
dream
Good,
come true
man.
coming in talking to you guys. Want to say just first of all, like everyone says, thank you for all the fitness help that you guys do. But on a side note, thank you, Adam, for the life hacks. Thank you, Sal, for the family talk and the book. And thank you, Justin, for the conspiracy theories and sci-fi. It does not help to sleep at night after those. So I appreciate it all.
No problem.
You got
Right
it.
on, bro.
So my question is regarding, I went to start my fitness journey 3 years ago, went the wrong route, lost a lot of weight from 230 to 160 by just doing veggies for 10 months and just cardio. But then I had a lot of loose skin. So now I'm the problem with having a lot of lower stomach fat that I'm trying to lose and build muscle. One of Adam's old video, he was saying you need to lean as much as you can to something you never leaned before to lose it or lose and bulk a little bit. So I'm starting MAPS anabolics. And the problem is it's going to hit, the beginning of it's going to hit where Ramadan starts, which we fast from food or drinks from around 5:30 in the morning until 7:30, 8 at night. And I'm just wondering, A, should I continue with the program when that time comes? And then when should I work out and how much should I consume? Because now I consume 2,300, so I keep cutting. Or should I pause it? And if I pause, what should I do on this month? Because I heard you guys saying 1 week skipping is fine because you can rest on it, but a full month, and especially we eat so late and then we stop eating at 5 in the morning. I just want guidelines with that if you guys can help.
Good question. We get this question every year right around now.
Yep.
And a couple things to consider, okay? So when you're looking at overall health, and I don't need to tell you this is more for the audience. I think you already understand this. But spiritual health plays a very big role in overall health. And during Ramadan, the focus is spiritual health. It's not physical performance or strength or fat loss. Really, you're doing this is part of your religion and your spiritual practice. So during that period of time, it's okay to be active. It's okay to work out, but you're probably going to have to reduce the intensity and not focus so much on trying to push yourself hard in the gym. Or you could just stay relatively active during that period of time and wait till it's over before you start MAPS anabolic. Either way, it's only a month, and in that month period, it's not going to be that big of a deal for you to not work out as much or not work out as hard. So I could sit here and try and tell you how to make, kind of fit it into your routine but something's going to give if we do that. So you're going to have to listen to your body, see how you feel. You can definitely start MAPS anabolic during that time, but you're probably going to have to reduce the intensity during that period of time. And you're probably going to have to work out in a way to where you can drink some water while you're working out. So that may not work with your schedule, in which case I would say just start when Ramadan is over.
Honey, when you're doing this, do you actually, when you do get to eat later on in the evening, do you make good food choices or you tend to eat out? And what does the eating look like when you do get to eat?
So imagine Thanksgiving every single day for 30 days. So the minute sundown, we have a big feast. But after listening to you guys for 3 years, what I do is I start with like a small salad, hit the protein, and then get a small amount of carbs at the end. And I try to stay away from sweets because that's also a big month on sweets. But because we eat so late at night, I try to manage it. So I may not be able to consume 2,300 calories. So I don't know what should I aim for in calories. So I keep cutting, or should I just skip the whole month, just focus on, like Sal said, spiritual and just kind of limited activity?
Yeah, I think Sal's advice is right. I mean, because spiritual health is part of your health sphere, and that's the main focus during this time, as it should be. But that doesn't mean that when you are making these choices that I would completely throw out being mindful of how you're eating too. So I think what you're doing already, or your plan, is a good plan, which is, eat your vegetables first, then I would try and get most of my calories that I could from protein, to be honest. So I'd eat very carnivore-esque and on those dinners, so you don't eat sweets and garbage. If you do that, then we're going to mitigate any sort of damage. Where people can get out of control is if you go eating all kinds of sugar and sweets and then somehow find a way to still overconsume on calories that are not doing a lot of benefit to your body. You get low on protein, you're high on sugar and carbs and calories. And then in addition to that, we're also not working out. I mean, that's a quick recipe to go seriously backwards in that month. But if you do a good job of focusing on the spiritual practice, on making good food choices when you do actually eat. And then, if you have days in the week where you feel like maybe you had a really good night of eating the night before, the next day you feel really good, go to the gym, hit a MAPS anabolic workout if you feel like it. But I wouldn't be trying to figure out what you need to do in the gym to maximize the most amount of results. The main focus is the spiritual focus. The next focus is don't eat like an asshole when you do eat. And then the third is, hey, when I feel good, hit the gym every now and then.
Honey, do people typically gain or lose weight during Ramadan in your experience?
In my experience, it can go either way. What people do sometimes, they way overeat and they stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning, seeing family. It's like a big feast.
Okay.
And they really don't work as much. But there's some people, because it's like intermittent fasting, they lose weight. So it depends on the people, but I see it, most 10 people tend to gain weight because there's little activity during the daytime.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Here's the other question I have for you. So I'm assuming, I'm not super versed on this, but I'm assuming the fast is really to have you kind of disconnect from earthly things and to kind of focus on your relationship with God, right? Your spiritual practice. Is that true? Is that what the main goal of this period of time is?
It's basically fasting from all bad things like gossiping, talking bad, any bad habits that you have. And the food part is part of it too. Feel for the poor, but also feel like the privileges that you have too. So it's spiritual too from that end.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Would at the end of that, when the sun goes down, so you're like, okay, I'm not gonna eat, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna gossip, I'm gonna do, kind of fast from bad things. Then the sun goes down, and now I'm gonna talk about everybody, I'm gonna gossip, I'm gonna eat all kinds of garbage. Does that kind of negate the whole process? Like, what's the belief around that?
After sundown, it's the whole month. It's like a holy month. So you try to stay within the month, not just from sunrise to sundown. The food part from sunrise to sundown. But the activities and what you're trying to accomplish is for the full month. So you can build the habit going forward.
Got it. Because I feel like and this is where people get into problems with fasting, period. So intermittent fasting has been quite popular over the last maybe, 10 years or so. And where people make a mistake is they fast and then they binge. And if you look at religious practices, because fasting is present in every major religion. It's obviously in Islam, it's in Christianity has it, Judaism has it. It's present in Eastern religions as well. And the goal in all of those, or I guess the common theme in all of them, because they're all different, but the common theme is that you're disconnecting from earthly things, right? Because food is the most, like, that's one of our most primal needs, right? Like, I just got to eat, right? So when you disconnect, but if you disconnect and then binge, you're almost defeating the purpose. So whenever people fast and they binge afterwards, I'm like, you're kind of defeating the purpose. Now, fasting has been turned into this weight loss, all of a sudden, diet, which is a terrible way to lose weight. But the original purpose of fasting really was, kind of a spiritual one. So I feel like going crazy at the end with food almost negates some of the spiritual benefits that you get during the day. And then as far as working out is concerned, in this period of time, the focus, in my opinion, would be on the spiritual health. Mm-hmm. So your exercise routine should benefit that. Not that you're modifying your spiritual health so that you can continue to maximize your workouts. Rather, you're modifying your workouts to maximize your spiritual health. So that may look like low intensity workouts, going to the gym, just doing mobility work, maybe just walking. Like, use your work. And by the way, this is this is the best way to stay consistent and develop a good relationship with exercise for anybody. Forget, even just the month of Ramadan. For the rest of your life, if you use your training as a way to improve the quality of your life in the context of what's going on right now, you'll always have a great workout. The workout will always benefit you. If you don't do that, sometimes a workout will be good for you and sometimes it'll be bad for you. Like right now, if you go and you just try to beat yourself up in the gym, the workout's not even going to benefit you because you're not feeding yourself, you're not drinking water, you might actually be causing some problems. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does. And just to give you ideas, most what I do after I eat a small like soup or something easy, and then I walk around or like go pray and then come back and eat the main course. So sometimes people do that so they don't have to bench, because the minute you see the food, it's like a whole different ball.
Well, here, let me do this, Ani. Let me send you. Do you have MAPS Prime Pro?
No, I don't.
Well, let me send you MAPS Prime Pro. There's mobility movements in there you can practice throughout the day. Okay, so that'll be good to do throughout the day. Adam mentioned MAPS 15, which is a 15-minute workout you could do every day. That also would be quite appropriate. I'll send you both of those. You'll get Prime Pro and MAPS 15.
Thank you so much. And I have one last question because I know you guys have others. When Adam was saying lean out as much as you can, I'm aiming to 2,300 because my maintenance is 2,700 calories. Should I keep doing that until I feel like I leaned enough and then bulk up? Is that the main plan to how to lose the weight and then bulk up the muscle in it?
The idea, I know what you're referring to when I talked about to lose that last bit of the pooch or whatever that we have sometimes when you, and what I'm saying by that is that is taking your body to a level of leanness that you've never gone before. Would that be 2,300 calories for you? That's hard to say, like without getting more information about you and where you're currently at. But if that continues to lean you out at 2,300 calories and you get leaner and leaner and you get leaner than you've ever been by eating that, then your answer would be yes. But what I don't know is if that's low enough for long enough.
Yeah, will you plateau?
Will you plateau before that? Because what could happen is, say you're doing that for a month or two and you start to plateau and we're not seeing results anymore. And either one, I need to decrease calories more, increase movement, or potentially reverse diet you out for a while. Based off of what you've kind of said already, how much weight you've already lost, after you come out of Ramadan, my focus with you would actually to be kind of build some muscle. I'd want to stay focused on building muscle right now and speeding the metabolism up and getting to a place where you're eating a good amount of calories. So then when we did cut down, maybe you don't even have to go down to 2,300 calories and your body would start to lean out. That would probably be my strategy based off of what I've gathered so far from you.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, honey.
You got it, man.
Right,
thanks for calling in.
When does that start? That's we're here again. Wow.
Yeah,
I know.
Time
flies,
I don't know the exact time. You know, I like
feel
that.
like we just talked about that.
I know. I like that practice. That's interesting. You know, a whole month.
Well, I was
while
thinking,
you're doing it,
as you're explaining that too, like map symmetry or something like where your focus is completely shifted on a little more low intensity, but more like a diagnostic checkup on your body and like how it's functioning. You know, I feel like that would be a perfect combo. And of course, like Prime, you know, our Prime programs are great for that.
It's interesting. I really appreciate his honesty because that was a great question you asked, Sal, and I was thinking the same thing too. It's just like, man, if you have the ability to eat whatever you want after that time, how many of these people practicing this actually overconsume later in the evening and complete? And when you made it sound like at least half or more than half, they end up gaining weight during Ramadan, which is so wild to me because you're abstaining from these like worldly practices throughout the day, and then you just from midnight to 5 a.m. you you cram them all in, which is to Sal's point, kind of defeating the spiritual purpose and practice of abstaining is resisting these temptations, right? That's what you're resisting, the temptation of food. You're resisting the temptation to cuss, to say gossip, to do these worldly things, and then to cram it into this window is, I think, such a bad behavior. And so I really think just going in, like focusing on that is still staying disciplined with your food when you eat, and him just being active he'll do just fine. Probably better than more than half the people that are doing it.
I would say most people, if they did it that way, would probably come out the month healthier.
Yeah.
You know?